welcome to DAHALIA'S Corner. I'm Dahalia. Over here we talk about challenges that we face on a daily basis and how we deal with them with the use of scriptures as a new Christian woman. Now if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, feel free to subscribe, turn your post notifications on so you never miss a new upload. Like, comment, and share the videos with anyone they may be beneficial to. Now let's get into the video. So today's video is going to be a little different as I'm cutting my veggies here. I'm actually going to be doing a testimonial, and this is because I believe that I was led to. I have been trying to come back to YouTube for such a long time, but I have been experiencing so much, and so it has been placed on my heart to just talk a little bit about the goodness of God and what He has done for me in my times of trouble before I go back to regular programming. All right, so I'm trying to not make this too long, right? Because I don't know if anyone is going to actually sit down and listen to everything, because I don't have a huge following on here as yet. Okay, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Obedience, right? So I'm going to just explain a little bit from the start. My husband and I were from Jamaica, and we were leading decent lives. We were financially okay and everything was going all right. He had an aunt, or has an aunt, and she was trying to get us to come to Canada for the longest while, and she kicked it up a notch after we got married, because Canada is the best place to raise your family and you need to come here before you start having kids, and it was a whole thing, right? But we were okay, so we never really thought about it. So fast forward to a couple years down the line, we kind of started to feel stagnant in our lives and everything. And let me go back to my vegetables because I need to start cooking. So we decided to weigh our options, think about what we can do. Do we go back to school? What exactly are we going to do to, kind of help with this stagnancy that we're currently in, right? No, we thought about Canada, because why not? The seed has been planted, and it's a thought, like what can we do to actually get there? So we spoke with an immigration lawyer, and he advised that we would be better off going to school. So that was the plan. So work at school in Canada was the plan. My husband told his aunt that we were considering this, and she was like, yeah, for sure, you guys should have done this a long time ago. Any way I can help, just let me know. I am more than willing to help. Just say the word and whatever. So we were talking about it, and we were thinking, and I do not have my microphone on, and I just realized, but I hope you guys can hear me, and I don't have to redo this video. So we decided to weigh our options and see what would be best for us to do. And so we decided that we were going to stay with her, right? To avoid paying rent, because rent, after we did our research, we found out that rent in Canada is very expensive, right? We're in Ontario too. So yeah, very expensive. So we decided to stay with her. I don't know how the conversation went, because my husband was the one talking to his aunt about most of the things. Alright guys, so I'm back. I'm using another phone, so the quality may be different as well as the sound. And I'm so sorry, but there is something going on with my phone regarding storage. Either that, or the devil don't want me to record my testimony. But that's fine. We will move on, right? So we decided to move, and so I was in deep prayer, and I was fasting a lot, and I was just asking God to intercede for us. And we found this place. This is the first place that we actually came to view, right? So it was the only place that we viewed, because we came here and we were in love with the place. I don't shop around. I'm the type of person, if I go somewhere and I see something and I like it, I buy it. And I get upset when I go down the road and I see it for cheaper. And so when I was gonna tell my husband, we were walking to the bus stop. We spoke with a realtor, And we came here and we were viewing the place. And walking to the bus stop, I said to my husband, I don't mean to jump the gun, but I really love that place. And he's like, yeah, I think it is it because I love it too. And so, I mean, it was out of our budget. Let me just say that for sure, because we were already going to have to go into our savings for this because I did not have a full-time job and we had school fees to pay. Okay? So it was way out of our budget. And we decided that we were going to do it. And I prayed to God and I asked God, if you don't want us to do this, let us know because we don't want to do anything that is out of your will for us, you know. And you see the situation that we're in, you see like how we are feeling, and I just talk to God. My prayers are not elaborate when I need to just pour out and just ask God to intercede because he knows what's on your heart. And so I literally just talk to him as I would to my father. And I'm saying this to you because a lot of us believe that we have to be spitting scriptures and we have to be doing all that. If you can do it, it's fine. But as a new Christian woman, as someone who is new to the faith and new to praying and probably not even remembering the scriptures that you read just yet, it is okay. It is okay. All right? So we talked about it, we prayed about it, fasted about it, and we decided that we were going to take a leap of faith. And we were going to leave regardless of me having a job or not, right? And we were going to move the Wednesday. My husband got a call or an email or something from Home Depot asking if he could do an interview, but he had already gotten a job, so he asked them if I could do it instead. They told him no because I had not applied for the job, and so they didn't have my information and all of that, right? So he was like, okay, I already have a job and things, so this is not going to work for me. Monday, he got a call or email or something asking if I could do an interview today on Monday. No, guys, minister, so I am not like that. I plan and I prepare, and so this was, but I just said I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and I had been doing a lot of interviews, and so answers to certain questions I had them down pat, and so I just started reading up about Home Depot, and like if they should ask me why I want to work there. And so I started preparing myself for the questions and stuff, and I did the interview and I knocked it out of the park. Guys, the confidence that I had to have been from the Holy Spirit because I was not very prepared. But I went in and I smiled and I knew that with Christ in the vessel, I can smile at the storm. And if anything, God is with me, right? So I went into the interview and I was very, very good. And the girl told me to give her a minute, and she ran and got her boss. That was the HR manager, and she came in and she's like, she loves you. So the only question that I have for you is when can you start? What's your availability like? And I'm like, I have full availability, and I landed that job. Mark you, it was part-time and it was seasonal as well, so it wouldn't have been long-term. But some money is better than no money at all, right? And I was grateful to God. So the Tuesday, so we were packed and ready for the most part, because this is another thing that I should mention. I don't want my video to be too long, but this is another thing that I should mention. I got up one day and I felt it in my spirit, and this is months before, start packing. And I'm like, God, is this you? Because like, why am I packing? What me I pack for? Like, me not have nowhere to go. We don't have a way out of this. So why am I packing? That was my thought. Like, me I said that to God, like I wouldn't. But I was like, what does this mean? So I got up that day. I was working from home at this time, so I was home. And I got up and I took everything out of the closet because like we had stuff that we weren't wearing. So I left only the stuff that we were wearing, like for work, or like tights and jeans and socks and stuff, and everything else I packed up. And another thing is I'm not a hoarder, But for some reason, all the big boxes that I got, I flattened them and put them under the bed. And this was before I started feeling uncomfortable in the house. This was when everything was good. So moving, we only need like 3 extra boxes, and I got that from a friend that I met at my first job. It was placed on my spirit to keep the boxes. It was placed on my spirit to start packing. And so when it was time for us to leave, we were packed and ready. So the day before we were supposed to move, this was a Tuesday, we went to Niagara Falls with friends from school, right? And on the way, I got a call. So the first job I got, mark you, I did not apply for the job. This was something that had to have been from God, without a doubt, right? So on Tuesday, I got a call from a lady that is a manager for a shoe store in a mall. So a little backstory, I had applied for a part-time job at her store before, but I had also applied for a full-time job at another store in the mall. So I applied for the job, and on the day I went through so many rounds of interviews, I was certain that I got that job, right? It was down to 2 people, and it was like 4 different interviews. And when I went for the last interview, I saw her. I went into the store and we were talking about like job openings, and she's like, oh, there is this job. So I applied for it, right? And I didn't get it because she was sure that I was going to get that job, because she's like, there's no way you're going to go to 3-4 rounds and not get the job, right? So she hired someone else because she really needed someone, and I was holding on to this full-time position because the position at her store was part-time. So she called me on the Tuesday, that's the day before we moved, and she asked me if I got a job yet. And I told her that I actually just got a part-time job yesterday, and she's like, are they paying you well? And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good for part-time. And she said, well, there is a job opening at my store because I need an assistant manager, and you came to mind. And she said, if you want the job, it's yours. You won't have to interview again. You will have to apply because I haven't posted the job yet, and we will need your information on file. So she's like, if you want it, let me know, but let me know soon because I need to post it. My boss is on me to post the job. So I was like, okay, no problem. I'll get back to you soon. So I spoke to my husband about it, and I prayed then and there, and I'm like, God, I really want to take this job, I really want to take it because it's full-time and it's an assistant manager position, which means that the money is going to be better. And we need this. We move tomorrow, and guys, I was just so overwhelmed with just happiness and just gratitude because this had to be God again. I did not apply for this job. This job was not even posted yet. And this woman remembered me. She said she was on vacation and I was on her mind. And she said that the first thing that she was going to do when she came back to Canada was call me before she posted the job. She said she typed it up, but she just needed to know if I needed the job before she posted it. So she called me. I just felt like this was my job. I felt like it was mine because of how it came about and everything. And I prayed and I thanked God for the opportunity and everything, and I took the job. We moved into this beautiful place with the white walls and something that I've always wanted, something that I love. When I was home, I painted everywhere I could white because I just like the feeling of it, right? And so seeing this place, it just really seemed like this was meant to be. And we're here, we have free range, I can cook whenever I want to. It's just we are so comfortable and we are so grateful, and it has to have been God. And I'm saying this because, guys, like a lot of times we're in a situation and we just really feel like there is no way out. But just have faith and just believe that God will deliver you from the situation. Stay in prayer, speak to Him, ask Him for help. I felt guilty because I was praying for Canada, and then I get Canada, And I don't know if you can hear that sound, but like the fridge just started humming. Yes, guys, he will deliver you. And I felt bad because like I am living in an answered prayer, but then I am not comfortable in my space, and I felt like I was being ungrateful. I spoke to people, like older people in church and stuff, and they're like, no, you're not being ungrateful. You're in an uncomfortable situation. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out. You prayed to come here, and you are here, but the living conditions is not good for your peace of mind. So there's nothing wrong with talking to God about it. And I took that on, and I was like, okay, I'm going to pray to leave this place. And I'm just saying this to you guys to just encourage you to speak to God, whatever the situation is, and just tell him, God, I don't want to sound ungrateful. I'm living in an answered prayer, but I don't feel like this is something that I actually wanted. God knows us, and he understands that we are emotional people. He understands that our minds change. He understands that we may want something not knowing what it really entails, and then we probably just don't want it no more. You understand? And he gets it, guys. He gets it. I promise you. He gets it. So just open up to him. Be honest about your feelings. And just talk to God. Talk to him. I promise you that when he steps in, you are going to feel like he has no bad feelings against you. You're going to feel so good. You're going to know that it had to be him who stepped in and make this thing possible. So that is it for today. I really hope I touched someone, and someone can like learn something from my experience, and just reach out to God in your times of need, because he is there. He is a real father, a loving and caring and compassionate father, and he's just waiting for you to ask him for help. Alright, so I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay blessed. I love you guys. Bye bye.